Assalamu alaikum. Today, well, that was a long walk. Today I want to talk to you about mental health, inshaAllah. But first, here's a bit of footage from the parks that I went to today. So we've got about, 10 minutes left of golden hour. I took some shots, it looked super cool. My photography skills are definitely improving, which is great, but it's not as easy as it looks. Am I focused at the moment? So the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I think mental health is a growing problem in the world. I think it's a growing problem in the Islamic community worldwide, but it's also something that's affecting the whole world. I mean, I'm not really passionate about the topic, but I just see a problem exists, and I guess I have a thing or two to say. So inshallah, I can maybe spread a good word and help some people out in regards to their mental health issues. So depression, anxiety, suicide rates are going up crazy, and it sort of makes me think, the Islamic community should have the lowest numbers of depression, should have the lowest numbers of anxiety, should have the lowest suicide rates, but it's something that's affecting the whole world, these mental health issues. So it's obviously not an Islamic thing or a non-Islamic thing, it's something that's affecting everybody. But then I think Muslims should have the lowest numbers because, alhamdulillah, we've got the truth. And that should be a huge comfort for us. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that there's no such thing as depression or anxiety or suicide. It doesn't mean that these things aren't meant to exist in the Islamic world and the light's actually going down. Let me just pump this up artificially. Now, it doesn't mean that there's going to be none of these problems in the Islamic world because we have Islam, alhamdulillah, and we've got the deen. But I just assumed, it's just an assumption. I thought, that I thought that Muslims should have the lowest numbers. But it's something that's affecting everybody, and I think it's something that now that I'm seeing it's a growing problem, and it's not a huge problem yet. I think I can see the trend. I can see that it's a growing problem, and recently I heard that there was a direct correlation between the outbreak of social media and the depression rates, anxiety rates, suicide rates increasing. So there's definitely something that needs to be spoken about there. But I guess just slowly, 1%, one chip, one dent at a time. I just want to sort of just speak about it. It acts as a mirror. There's a few people walking past, checking me out. How you doing? The light's going down so quick. So I thought I'd have like 10 minutes of golden hour, but it was like 3 minutes. So as I was saying, what was I saying? It's a growing problem in the Islamic world and the whole world. And like I said, just one chip at a time. I want to start talking about it and sort of maybe just putting out some beneficial advice for people that are going through it directly, indirectly, or not even going through it. So rather than us being reactive to this whole mental health issue and this growing problem, I'm going to try and be proactive so that we can sort of counter it and sort of help ourselves and help a lot of people around us, inshaAllah. But the thing that I wanted to add today, just very, very quickly, it's just a very short message actually, is how you doing? And I wrote about this the other day, but I think it's huge, and inshallah, 1% at a time, like I said, I'll start putting out little pieces of advice, of beneficial advice, inshallah. I pray that it benefits people. But it's the importance of building relationships with the people around you, or the importance of talking to the people around you. And this doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to the people around you and talk about mental health and talk about, is there anything wrong in your life, etc., etc. It just means talk to the people around you. Just go up to the people that are closest to you and just have a conversation with them. Because if you notice nowadays with the outbreak of social media, and we say it like it's a negative thing, but it's just a reality of life now. Nowadays with so much social media, you'll find that it's so much easier for us to avoid having those real life talks. So if you know what I mean. So because it's so much easier for us to just text or message or DM one another. It's going down in the DM, etc. Because a lot of things most of the conversations are really going down in the DM. But the people that are closest to you, look, this is just literally such small practical advice. People that are closest to you, whether it's your direct family or your closest friends or whatever the case may be, it's probably more related to your family, try to have a conversation with them. Try to speak to them. And it's not even a lot. If you think about it, if you think about the grand scale, if you think about your own week or your own month, how much time are you actually putting aside to speak to the people that are closest to you? Not a lot, I'm assuming. Or if you are already, alhamdulillah, you're amazing, you're a gun. But let's say, the amount of time that we spend on social media, entertainment, going out, seeing our mates, our girlfriends, etc., etc. And by girlfriends, I'm talking about girls seeing their girlfriends. But we spend, so much time in our own little world that we can forget to have those small 2-minute, 3-minute conversations with the people that are closest to us. It doesn't mean you have to go and have a cup of tea with the people around you, which actually would be awesome because cup of tea is a huge icebreaker. But it just means, if you think about it, if you were to allocate 2 to 5 minutes to speaking to someone twice a week, let's say I wanted to speak to my mum this week, just to have a bit of a conversation with her, 2 to 5 minutes twice. The most you're going to be spending is 10 minutes in one whole week. Literally, 2 sessions, let's say 5 minutes, it won't hit 5 minutes, but that is going to make the world of a difference to the person you're speaking to. Literally, take this practical advice, inshaAllah. Just, even if it's just once a week, just go up to the person, go up to people around you and just say, Assalamu alaikum, or how's it going, what you up to? Just have a chat. It doesn't have to be about problems or issues or blah, blah, blah. Just have a chat. What's happening? What's going on? Do you want to go for a coffee? Blah, blah, blah. These little 1%ers will make the biggest difference, because a lot of the times you find people that are struggling with mental health or with depression, or people that have well, actually I don't want to talk about suicide because I haven't done enough research on it. I'm just going by my gut feeling, which is fact. But people that are going through depression or whatnot, they're struggling. They need an outlet. They need someone to talk to. They need someone to share that pain with. So let me just re-click my thoughts very quickly. Anyways, let me just wrap it up. Just try to speak to the people around you. Build sincere relationships with the people around you. It's going to be a huge blessing and a huge benefit to you. First and foremost, you don't even know the khair in it. It's going to be a huge benefit to the people around you. Let's try and get proactive in regards to mental health, rather than be reactive until it affects one of us. I don't think it's affected me. It's time to pray. I don't think it's affected me directly, I think. Obviously, I guess when you're living in the West, to some degree, everybody is experiencing, some form of sadness or depression, elements of it. You know what I mean? You might not have been diagnosed with depression, but maybe you would have experienced elements of it, just because of from my understanding of the Western context, etc. So a lot of people around you would be going through it, and if a person around you feels like they have no hope, that is when the outlet of suicide becomes a reality and becomes a valid option for these people. Because suicide is an option for somebody. If you have no hope, no options, suicide is an option. Do you get what I mean? I'm just trying to put some logic behind it. Why would people choose suicide? It might sound so far-fetched to you, but if somebody literally has or feels like they've got no options, it's astaghfirullah, but suicide feels like an option to them. Not to romanticize it, but just so that we can sort of process it and maybe so that we can feel some empathy towards those people. But it's a huge problem. Before people get into a situation where they feel like they've got no hope, build relationships with people so that they can feel like they have people to turn to, people to talk to, people they won't even realize that maybe if they have people to talk to or sincere relationships with you or with people around them, their problems won't get so big, because without realizing it subconsciously, they'd be talking those things through, and it would never get to a stage where they're really feeling like they're going through elements of depression, I feel. So what I'm really trying to underline here is the importance of just having those small, sincere conversations with the people around you. Speak to them. The truth is, you're never going to express yourself or open up to the people around you who you don't feel like you can trust. So by talking to people, you're building these bridges of trust, and my mind just goes from left to right because I can just add so many things because I'm just a genius. But I'm joking, I'm not. But yeah, like I said, so build small conversations. It's not going to take up a lot of your time. Hi, how's it going? What's up? What's happening, brother? What's happening, sister? Spend some time. Very little time. It's not going to kill you, and literally just build bridges of trust. Build trust with people, and that's when, if it ever comes to that stage, that we can talk to one another because we trust one another, inshaAllah. So that's my piece of advice today. Talk to the people around you, and just try, and the light's going down even more, just try and build sincere relationships with the people around you. It's going to make all the difference. Even I'm not going around and saying, oh, here's 5 benefits to talking to the people around you and to cure mental health. No, I'm just saying the benefits are going to, you won't be able to count the benefits of just building these small relationships with the people around you. So inshallah we can take this advice and be a little bit proactive in sort of starting to tackle the mental health issue in the Islamic world, and by extension the whole world, inshallah. So rather than being reactive, like I said, because before it affects us and then we're all like, wow, what did we do wrong, etc., etc., just talk to the people around you. It's going to make a huge difference. Small bits of conversations, not going to take up a lot of your time, and it's going to mean the world, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. How you doing?